Hello everybody, thank you for being here. Today we've got another what I eat in a day as a fat person video, and just for fun it would be quite cool if you could put your guesses of what these people are going to have in the comments below before we get started. I'm going to guess that at least one person has a donut for breakfast, or if not during the day at some point, because everybody seems to love donuts. So without wasting any more time, let's just get straight into it.
Hi guys, welcome back to another what I eat in a day. Remember, I'm fat, but I'm trying to eat healthy. Today for breakfast,
Okay, so Diamond in this video is saying that she is trying to eat healthy, so we're going to bear that in mind when we watch this video. And we are not off to a fantastic start by the looks of things, so let's see what she has to say.
having a cheese kolache. Didn't make or pack myself anything for breakfast or for...
So I don't know what a kolache is. It looks quite sad, to be honest, because if this is some kind of pastry with a sausage in it, it's very hollow, which is never fun, and it just looks a bit cheap. Not to be nasty, but it looks quite unappetizing and underwhelming. The fact that it is cheese, pastry and sausage, it could be much worse. The sausage is good for protein, but depending on the type of sausage, you can get some really good sausages, but then you can get some really bad ones that are just full of fat and kind of offcuts, which aren't great. So if you're going to enjoy sausages, probably aim to get a little bit more expensive ones that are a bit tastier and good for you anyway. So she didn't make anything for breakfast, and she says in the description that she didn't make anything for lunch either. It's not a great start to your day, and she says that she's trying to lose weight, or she's trying to get healthier. Having something in your fridge ready that you can just take and grab and go is so important, especially if you are trying to be healthier, because it prevents you from buying stuff like this and then eating things that aren't necessarily the best for you. So things that you can have in the fridge that are readily available, you could have boiled eggs you could have sausages available, so you could have a container of boiled eggs, a container of sausages or chicken or even bacon if that's the sort of thing that you like. And then you could have sides of chopped fruit and veggies if that's something that you enjoy for breakfast. Alternatively, you could wake up a little bit earlier, plan your mornings a little bit better, and actually make yourself a breakfast. Another option would be to make breakfast sandwiches that you can then freeze, because although they're going to be in the freezer, you could defrost them the night before and then have them available for the next morning. So there are options available that you can have, that you don't have to stand at the kitchen and cook that day. Even things like omelettes, you could make a Spanish omelette and cut it up and then have that for the next day. So there are options, and starting your day off with something like this that is going to be ultra processed isn't the best, because it's not going to be the best quality meat. It's probably not going to be the best quality cheese either. And pastry is neither here nor there, depending on how it's made, but it's not the best choice.
lunch. So before I came into work, I went to H-E-B,
and you can see from here that it just doesn't look great. It doesn't look very nice at all. I don't know what they're supposed to look like, but this looks like a sad excuse for one, if I may say that.
That's where I got the kolache. This kolache was literally so freaking big. It was only 480 calories. I say only like that's a little bit. I don't know. Do y'all think that's worth it or not? If it helps.
I don't think it's worth it personally, because you can have such a massive meal for 460 calories or whatever she said it was. That is a lot of calories for not a lot of food. So if she wanted to go a different route, an egg is roughly 70 calories. So you could have 3 eggs for 210 calories, and then you can have a piece of bacon or a sausage on the side. That's maybe up to 300 calories, 350 maybe. But then you could volumize the food by having a really finely diced salad. So you could have onions or gherkins, you could have lettuce, shredded tomatoes, shredded carrots. You could have so many things in your breakfast salad that will make you really full, because you're eating a lot of food, and you've also got a lot of protein from the eggs that are going to be really, really good protein. Eggs are fantastic for you, and you can also add the bacon or the sausage or whatever additional protein, and for flavour if that's something that you enjoy. Alternatively, you could make an omelette, 2 or 3 eggs, add some egg whites if you're that way inclined, make a really voluminous meal again, and have some veggies in it. So you're going to have a lot of food for not many calories, and you're going to feel full, and it's going to be better for your system in general. So that is not worth it to me at all. You could even have toast. You could have 2 slices of toast for about 250 calories, and then have an egg and bacon sandwich, and probably have the same amount of calories, but you would be more full from something that you actually cooked yourself. even though it would be still bread. So I don't think it's worth it personally, and if I was trying to lose weight, that is not something that I would choose.
It had 16 grams of protein. And my favorite part about the kolache was the cheese that was baked on top. It was so crispy. Today for lunch, I'm having some turkey and cranberry salad in some lettuce wraps. I am literally...
That looks delicious. That looks like a really, really solid lunch, sorry. If she had something similar for breakfast, but with some eggs or something like that, she would be much better off, because that's going to be far more filling than her breakfast was. And I would like to know the times of when she had her breakfast and when she had her lunch.
Obsessed with this turkey and cranberry salad, but I'm super weird when it comes to the cranberries. Like, I like the flavor that they give the salad, but I don't want to eat the cranberries themselves, so I pick them out. I guess that brings me to today's question of the day. So if you're really listening to this video right now, do me a favor, go to the comments and let me know if you're a picky eater or if you're weird with any...
This dinner also looks incredibly good. So she clearly does enjoy vegetables to an extent, because she's got tomato, she's got broccoli and onions, and then she's got a really nice piece of chicken here. This sort of meal is absolutely fantastic, and I don't think there's anything that really that she could improve on. The only thing that I would suggest to her would be to add more veggies, because you would get so much more full. You could even add another chicken breast, because you're never going to go wrong having more chicken, and it will fill you up for quite a long time as well. So yeah, this is really, really good. The breakfast let her down slightly, but she really recovered it in the lunch and the dinner. It's really, really good.
Certain types of food. You know how there's people who don't like tomatoes but they like ketchup, or don't like onions but they like Funyuns? Tonight for dinner, we are having some air fried chicken with some broccoli and some onions. We're also having some tomatoes, and 2 of them were fire roasted on the stove, and 2 of them were kind of just raw like that. And for the broccoli...
But yeah, that is really good. And the fact that she put it in the air fryer as well is another benefit, because then you don't get the extra oils that you tend to get when you cook stuff. The only way that you can really get around cooking meats with oil would be to roast them, or to put them in air fryer, or if you've got a cast iron pan, that's another way that you can kind of get around having to use oil or butter when you're cooking them, because cast iron obviously doesn't stick once it's seasoned. So yeah, really, really solid dinner. Really, really happy for her. That looks great.
Clean onions, I cooked them with just a tiny bit of soy sauce and some lemon juice, and they came out literally so freaking good. A couple of weeks ago when Bluebell dropped the banana fudge ice cream, I went everywhere looking for it and I couldn't find it. Well, guess what, baby? Big Mama finally found it at the corner store, and I don't care about my calorie deficit. I am going to squeeze this in. But that's enough about...
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, she did eat pretty well for lunch and dinner, so she probably does have calories for dessert. The only thing that I would say to her would be improve your breakfast. Have something like eggs or an omelette or chicken breast, even a Caesar salad or something in the morning without that pastry thing. And then you would be able to have more of your like sweetie ice creamy things at the end of the day, and not have to worry about your calorie deficit, because if you had a better breakfast, you would be in a lower calorie deficit anyway. So then you could have your desserts at the end of the day, still be in your low deficit. You still be in your deficit, but enjoy the food that you're eating a lot more than you would that pastry thing in the morning, if you know what I mean. But overall, that was a really fantastic day, and I'm glad that she is improving her diet, because I bet she feels much better for it.
Mommy, what did you eat today? Let me know in the comments. Bye!
What I eat today as a fat girl who doesn't give a fuck.
Again, the aggression that they come out with these videos. She says she doesn't care at all, and it's like, I bet she does care when her health declines, but okay.
Today we went to one of my local restaurants, Fernsage. It is this like Mediterranean place, I think. I got 2 cheese sambucas. These are the best things on their menu.
Fried cheese for breakfast is certainly a choice. I don't know what type of cheese it is. It looks like some kind of creamy cheese. But having deep fried cheese at any point of the day is not the best for you. Having it for breakfast is certainly not the way forward, in my opinion. Yeah, and it's obviously takeout as well. So expensive, bad for you, full of oil.
Look at that white cheesy goodness. Like, I cannot stop going to this place for these cheese sambucas. I've tried the meat ones, they're just not as good.
It's very beige, isn't it? With the customary tomato. That doesn't look very appetizing to me. It looks very messy. But if she's continually going back to this place, she must be spending a fortune.
And then I love to get a chicken shawarma wrap. It is big enough to last me 2 meals, so I ate half today and I save half for tomorrow. It is so...
I mean, having half and half, so half today, half tomorrow, is not that bad. But in terms of health, rather than cost, you are much better making something like that at home, because you can obviously customize it. You can add different veggies, different kind of cuts of chicken, different seasons of like different seasoned chickens. You could add beef or pork or whatever meats that you like, but more to the point, you can control the sauces and you can control the way the chicken is cooked and the other veggies and that are cooked. Because if you're having vegetables that have been stir fried in oil, that defeats the purpose of having the veggies because they're now saturated in oil. Vegetables are really good for absorbing oil. But overall, it's not horrendous. She could have done away with the deep fried cheese, and that would have been a lot more of a solid breakfast. But the wrap itself isn't abysmal, especially because she only had half of it. So it's not that bad, but it could have been better.
So good with the pickles chicken, the garlic spread. For dinner, I had a little bit of mango juice. Ooh, that was buzz.
0 sugar, so that's pretty good.
0 sugar from Minute Maid, and we started with dessert. We had a little peanut butter M&M moment.
I don't know why they're so insistent on having dessert before proper food. I don't understand that at all. So I grew up in a household where we had kind of like desserts on tap, which was crazy looking back on it, and it definitely contributed to my obesity issue as a child. But desserts are not supposed to be like that. I think we have a very skewed view of dessert, kind of like in the US and in the UK, that we think desserts are for every day, and they're not. Desserts are generally as a treat. They're something nice to have, but not something that you should have every single day, especially if your diet otherwise isn't the best. And she's had deep fried cheese for breakfast. So you don't need it. It's not much, but it's so calorically dense and it does absolutely nothing for you. You just don't need it. And especially if you're having other things that are also bad for you, like deep fried cheese. And I keep going back to that, but it's just baffling to me. Then having dessert pre a proper meal is just silly, because you're much better off having your actual food and then deciding after your food, am I still hungry, or do I really want something? Should I have a treat? And then yes or no based on that. Not just eating chocolate because you're hungry. If you're hungry, you shouldn't eat chocolate. If you're hungry, you should eat food.
And then I decided to cook up one of my favorite meals. I had angel hair pasta with Alfredo sauce. It's like this garlic Alfredo sauce from Bartoli, and I like to put cayenne pepper, onion powder in there. It is so fucking good. I had
that amount of pasta is astronomical. You don't need that much pasta. That's crazy. That's probably 2 or 3 servings of pasta. And she said that this has got like Alfredo sauce or something on it. It doesn't look like it's got any sauce on it at all. It looks like dry pasta, which doesn't look very appetizing. And the way that it came out of the pot as well, it looks like it's all congealed and cold, which is not the best way to eat pasta. It does look like there's some steam, so I don't think it is cold, but it just didn't come out of the pot very nicely at all. And again, that's a huge portion, and that bowl looks like a serving bowl.
Such a good day of eating today. I want to say thank you.
Did she just say she had a good day of eating?
So fucking good. I had such a good day of eating today.
Okay, I would disagree, personally. I think she means that she had a good day of eating because it was tasty, but it wasn't good in terms of nourishment at all. I think the only thing that nourished her was the chicken and the shawarma, but then that was probably covered in creamy sauces and oil, so it wasn't that good, really. And then she's just had a big bowl of carbs at the end of the day, and she didn't mention any activity of like going to the gym or going for a run or anything like that. So if you're quite sedentary, you don't need carbs like this. This is if you're going to go do a manual labour job. This is for men that are builders, like on the work site for hours and hours a day. You don't need this if you're not doing anything.
I want to say thank you to everybody who has been watching.
And you can see how she holds the bowl, that it is a really big bowl as well. That's a massive portion of pasta.
This cute little series. Follow along for more, and I love you all. Bye.
Hey, here is...
Okay, so we've moved on to the next lady. And it looks like she's on for a really good start to the day. You can see some peppers, got a big bowl of hummus. The only thing with this is probably portion it out, because I'm a bit of a menace when it comes to veggies and hummus. I could very easily eat half of this with those peppers and not think twice, and then have like 1,000 calories and then feel really guilty afterwards. So I would portion out the hummus, but that is the only critique so far, just looking at the screen. But it looks really solid so far, so let's just see what she's doing.
What I eat in a day as a happy fat woman. Started the morning with a classic, a Go Macro bar. This is quite literally my favorite flavor. Oh my god.
Okay, so she's got a macro bar. It's a protein bar of some description. Did she actually?
I had the
Oh.
classic Go Macro bar. This is quite...
It's only 10 grams of protein, so I think they're marketing this as a protein bar, but it's not really a protein bar if it's only got 10 grams in it. So it's got salted caramel and chocolate chips, so it's got chocolate in it, so it's going to be sugary, and it's probably just high in carbs, high in sugar. And it's not the best way to start your morning. You're better off having food. It's always astonishing to me how many of these people in these videos just don't eat food. They just kind of eat snacky things rather than actual meals, and I think that contributes to how big they are, because if you're eating snacky things like this, I wouldn't be surprised if this was 200 calories. If you're having something like this is not going to fill you up. This is not going to touch the sides. Even on a healthy weight person, this is not going to touch the sides on them. This is a snack. So having something like this for breakfast is just going to encourage you to eat something else later, especially because it's got salted caramel and chocolate in it, because it's going to be sugary. It's going to make your body want more food. So this kind of defeats the purpose of its entire purpose. It's supposed to be good for you and filling and stuff, but it's not. It's not going to be. But fair enough.
literally my favorite flavor. Oh my god. And then I had the lovely morning indecision if I wanted to have a protein shake along with that. Oh, what flavor?
Pretty sure I've seen this video before, actually. I remember this conversation that she had, so I might have to skip this one.
Or you might ask, there it is, vanilla almond spice chai. The place that we're getting contracted out for today is like an hour away from our house, so after work sometimes I can get a little hangry.
I haven't seen this one. So protein shakes, again, much like the bar, it's just processed. Yes, it's high in protein, but it's still just ultra processed food. Just eat food. Have an actual meal. You'll feel better. You'll have less calories. You'll have more something to actually eat, and you'll feel better for it. Your body will appreciate it as well. It's like, I love food. Don't get me wrong. I love food. And I like to eat food. I don't want to drink my calories. And I don't want to eat something that is the size of my palm and 250 calories. That's a complete and utter waste of food and a waste of calories. So instead of having the protein bar and the protein shake, which is probably 30 grams of protein, give or take, she could have 100 grams of chicken breast with some veggies on the side. She was having hummus and peppers at one point, so she could have 2 or 3 bell peppers cut up if she likes bell peppers, with a side of hummus and some grilled chicken with 2 boiled eggs. That would be incredibly high in protein, probably 50-60 grams of protein with veggies, and she would probably enjoy it because that's delicious, and she would feel satiated, and the vitamins and the minerals would be fantastic for her body. So she would eat more food, get more protein, maybe a touch more calories than the protein bar and the protein shake, though I can't say that for sure because obviously I don't know the macros on either of them. And yeah, probably be cheaper as well because this is processed on processed, so they're both going to be expensive. But yeah,
Loved that the date was still good, but I said not.
that cat thing's really cool. I've never seen something like that before. Might have to look for one of those.
Third, I wasn't happy driving home because I was hungry. Needed the quickest of lunches, tried to find some tuna. Turns out I don't have any, so I took some from my mom's pantry. I always get tuna in water. This way this little girl can have some tuna juice afterward.
That's very cute and very mindful of her and very sweet, because I also do exactly the same thing when I have tuna. I only buy tuna in water, and then the cats get the tuna water, but if I have to buy it in sunflower oil or something, I put it on the dog's food because then she can have the oil and it's good for her coat.
Need a heavily spiced tuna, some pepper, some onion salt, some dill, garlic powder, light mayo, maybe a little dash of ranch. And I had a little snacky plate. I had some...
This looks delicious. So this is the meal that we saw earlier in the clip. So she's got a really big bowl of tuna, she's got some hummus, she's got a really big nice bell pepper and lovely colour on it as well. That looks like some cheese, and then she's got some toasted bread. I'd be careful with having these available because I know myself with tuna, crackers, hummus and veggies, I could, if I had more tuna, probably eat half of this box very easily and not even think anything of it. So I wouldn't be able to have this sat in front of me with a meal. I would have to portion it out, put it on my plate and then walk away from the box. Otherwise I would probably eat the whole thing. But assuming that she doesn't do that, this looks great. So she's got a really high protein meal here. She's got some probably like mayo and stuff in there, which is going to be really delicious. She's got the hummus, which is a really good source of fat, so just be mindful on the calories if that's something that you're paying attention to. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of carbs because it's tasty and that's not an excessive amount. Cheese, again, it can be a good source of fats depending on the type of cheese that you get, and the bell pepper is obviously delicious and really, really good for her. So overall, a very solid meal. Just, again, be mindful of how many crackers that you're having because calorie bombs, very easy to eat.
Red pepper, 2 pieces of garlic bread, some leftover cheese, hummus, and my tuna. Oh, and these delicious sourdough crackers from Patagonia, which I think is the same Patagonia as like the clothing brand. It's delicious either way. I had the hardest.
So she didn't seem to have that many crackers. That's like 3 there. So it's not that bad, as I said. Just, yeah, mindful of how much hummus you have, because if you have half of that pot, then you've defeated the point of having a healthy meal.
Time with my girl muscles opening this hummus, but I eventually got it. Had a little sweet treat of this little individually wrapped Dubai style chocolate. The bag smells horrendous, but it tastes delicious.
The Dubai style chocolate is quite nice. Oh, she only showed having one, which is obviously not an issue if it's only one. But those sorts of things are very easy to, if you leave them in the kitchen, you walk to the kitchen to make a cup of tea, you pick a chocolate up, then you have to wait for your tea to be ready, then you leave the kitchen and then you pick up another one, then you enter the kitchen again to get some water or to have a snack or to get lunch, and you pick up another chocolate. Very, very easily done. They are definitely something that should be put away somewhere out of sight, because you will probably forget that they're there and then have more kind of mindful control of what you're actually eating.
For dinner, we went out with our friends and we got to hang out with this little igloo. It had a little fireplace. Oh my god, it was so cute. $5 drinks. I had the French onion style grilled cheese. These fries were perfect. I love.
Looks really nice. I quite enjoy French onion soup. It's not a massive portion. It's not a super big portion of chips either, which is good because a lot of restaurants tend to give you like 4 potatoes worth of chips, which is insane. But 2 pieces of, well, 1 slice of bread that's cut in half, a French onion soup and some chips. Quite solid, to be honest. Nothing overly horrendous about that. One switch you could make, instead of having chips, you have like a side salad, obviously, or some grilled veggies or something like that as a swap. But overall, it's not that bad.
Love a crispy thin fry. And then I finished the night off with these maple leaf ice cream sandwiches. I wish these.
I wonder how many she had, because they don't look that big. They're probably what the size of your palm of your hand. But I imagine the sugars in these are crazy just because it's maple. But I don't know. I've never seen them before. And it's going to feel bad, and I feel guilty saying it. But she's a really big girl. I don't know if I necessarily believe that she's eating like this consistently. Whether this is one of the ones where they don't show everything, or if this is just a day where they ate particularly well, I can't say. But she wouldn't be as big as she is if she was eating like this consistently, because she didn't get enough calories. As I said with the hummus, if you're eating half of this, which is a massive tub of hummus, that could very easily push you into 300 calories of hummus. Mixed in with the tuna, so that's maybe 200, 300 calories in the tuna, depending on how much mayo she used. Then cheese, again, a serving of cheese is 30 grams. It looks like nothing. So this could very easily, if she was mindlessly eating crackers and then mindlessly eating hummus more to the point, this could very easily be 700 calories. So that's the only one that was really calorie dense. But then there was the protein bar and the protein shake. So this is what I'm saying of you can eat not much food, but have the calories go through the roof based on choices that aren't necessarily the best. And then there was the little chocolate as well. It just adds up so fast, and I think people don't really kind of pay attention to that. So then you get into this cycle of you're not eating very much, and you think you're doing well because you're not eating very much, but then you're hungry all the time, and it then leads you to overeat. Or they say that I'm not eating anything, but I'm not losing any weight. It's like, yes, you're not eating very much, but what you're eating isn't any good for you, or it's very calorically dense. So that's why you're not losing weight. It's not because you're eating too much per se. You're taking in too many calories. I don't know how many calories would be in this. Let's say 200. If you had a side of grilled veggies instead, say that's 50. That's 150 calories right there that she could have saved very, very easily and had more flavour. So It's little swaps, and yeah, it's kind of sad to see them eat so little, but it's so bad, and they just don't get any benefit out of probably being hungry, because I bet she was hungry if this is all she ate, but I don't know.
All year, they're from Trader Joe's. Oh my god, they're so good.
Hi guys, welcome back to another What I Eat in.
Okay, so we're on to Diamond again.
And today, remember, I'm fat and I don't eat healthy. Today for breakfast, I decided to make some sausage, egg, and cheese tacos. And of course, I'm going to be using the butter tortillas from HEB because if you've been here for a while, you know that I am obsessed with them. And if you're...
To be fair, it's a pretty good breakfast. So she's had the eggs and the sausage with a little bit of cheese. It's not an excessive amount of cheese, which is good. I don't know what type of sausage, obviously, but depending on the type of sausage, it can be very high in fat. So just be careful about that. But overall, irrespective of that, this is really quite a nice breakfast. 2 is a bit maybe much, but also it's just eggs and it's just protein, so it's just eggs and sausage and a little bit of cheese, so it's actually not that bad. Again, add some fruit or something to the side, make it tastier and more filling, but overall it's pretty good.
Tortillas from HEB because if you've been here for a while, you know that I am obsessed with them. And if you're one of my Texas friends, you need to go to HEB and try the butter tortillas if you haven't already, because I promise you they're gonna slap your ass so freaking hard. And of course, y'all know I love my shit spicy, so I had some hot sauce inside of my tacos. Anyway,
hot sauce is actually quite good in general because it's quite low in calories compared to something like mayo. But I don't know if she's still trying to lose weight or be healthy. I don't know. She does seem to switch up that intro, and also I've kind of like taken them from whenever. But yeah, I mean it is a good breakfast.
anyways, today I didn't have...
But this is not looking promising.
Have anything for lunch because I was saving room for dinner. As some of y'all know, I broke my soda sobriety last week, and I am not gonna lie, I have been having a problem with stopping drinking soda. I've been drinking soda every single day since I started, and that's...
Yeah, drinking soda is not good for you. It's just not good for you. It's just sugar, and if it's not sugar, then it's like preservatives and additives and flavors, and it's just trash, to be honest. It's just not any good. And she's having chips with fried chicken, so I don't know if this is her dinner or if this is her light lunch, but it's just not the way.
That's the whole reason I stopped drinking soda, baby, because I am just a hyperfixation person. Once I like something, I cannot unlike it. And me and...
So she's had fries, fried chicken, some salady looking thing with mayo-y kind of stuff, and then she's having a croissant as well. So this is a massive meal or whatever it is, and it's all kind of beige.
Poker best fucking friends, baby. I do plan on stopping because I know soda isn't good for my health, but right now I am going to sit down and enjoy my cherry Coke with crushed ice. And speaking of soda, if you're really listening to this video right now, do me a favor.
I don't know what this salad thing that she's eating is. She hasn't said. It looks like an egg salad. It does look a bit eggy with broccoli, but I don't know. She hasn't said. But that looks quite good if this was an egg salad. That's really decent choice. But as I said, I don't know. But yeah. It's just that added on to everything else. It's just
Do me a favor, go to the comments and let me know what your favorite soda is. Just in case you missed it, I am currently doing a giveaway for a $50 Cheddar's gift card. And if you want to enter, just go to the video that I posted on my page labeled Cheddar's $50 gift card giveaway. Anyway.
Oh, I think that was her dinner then, because she didn't have anything else after other than dessert. So I'm just going to assume that was her dinner. Which, I mean, okay. But she didn't really show it, so we don't see the portions. But we know that it was deep fried chicken with fries and a croissant and some salady thing. Overall, 3 out of 4 options were not great.
The last thing that I had for the day was a butter pecan ice cream cone. But like I always tell y'all, that's enough about me. What did you eat today? Let me know in the comments. Bye.
The ice cream cone isn't that bad in terms of the portion. Like, it's not that much ice cream. It's not as much as it could be, and as much as some of them have had. But overall, her day just wasn't good. I mean, the breakfast was a good start, and then it just went downhill really quick. So, it's a shame. It is a shame. And I say it's a shame, not because I necessarily care. Because I don't, not really. She can do what she wants. But because she is so young at the moment, I imagine she's not having any major complications of her diet. But there will come a point where it really catches up with her. Whether that's joint pain, which I'll be surprised if she doesn't have already. Whether that's kidney issues, liver issues, diabetes, hypertension, heart problems, anything like that. I don't wish that upon her, but I can see it in her future if she doesn't really get to grips with what she's doing and what she's eating, because the fried chicken mixed with the sodas, mixed with the ice creams and all of that, and next to zero, if not zero, vegetables is insane. It's not going to be any good for her, it's not going to be sustainable, and there will come a point where it all catches up with her, and that is going to be a dreadful time for her. Not only because it's going to be not fun, but because it's going to be expensive. And I do wonder if people that allow themselves to get into situations like that, whether they're immobile or it's difficult for them to move around, or if they've got health problem after health problem, they're going blind because of complications with diabetes, they've got cancer because of the adipose tissue, the excess adipose tissue that has led to complications like that. If they ever, when they're talking to themselves at night, dealing with their health issues, do they ever wonder, all I had to do was change my diet and not eat fast food every single day, not eat fried chicken every day, not have soda every day? I do wonder, and I bet some of them do. I doubt they would ever admit it, especially people like Diamond, who is very proud of the fact that her diet is atrocious. I doubt they would ever admit it, but I bet they think that to themselves at night when they are dealing with retinopathy or diabetic retinopathy, or they've lost a foot and stuff like that. But that's not for me to concern myself with. Chances are, I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, moving on. That is the last of the videos that I have for today. We didn't end it on a very fun note, but it is the reality of eating like this, which I think is why it's important to bring awareness to these kinds of diets and show this may be normal to you, but it's actually not normal. And when you show other people, they will point out to you that you shouldn't be eating dessert every day. You shouldn't be eating fried everything every day. Have some vegetables, portion out things. It's so important. I don't want people to look at this and be like, oh yeah, that's normal, I'll do that, because it will catch up to you one day. It truly will, and it will not be fun. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling on, so thank you for watching. I'm going to finish the video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments what you thought and how you think these people, or how you think that these people will ever change. Do you think they will change? Do you think they'll continue on their ways? And do you think they'll suffer consequences in the near future? So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.